I think one of the most important things that a lot of people don't talk about is organization, project management, and productivity, especially when it comes to trying to grow a business or, in our case, a digital marketing agency. So, what I'm going to show you in this presentation is how we're using Google Drive and Google Sheets to manage a lot of really complex processes, which allows us to save on people and allows them to be more productive, allows us to get more stuff done, and ultimately improve our margins and improve our service and automate a lot of little tedious things. So this is not going to be a technical how to write macros. This is going to be more of a awareness type thing where I'm going to show you how we're using this platform and then give you some ideas about how you can apply it to your business as well. So why do we use Google Suite? And first and foremost, we are not sponsored by Google. If you guys want to cut us a check, Big G, I'm more than happy to take it, but there's no affiliation here. We just really love the product. So the first reason we use it is speed, efficiency, and convenience. Like I just said, there's really nothing more important than getting more out of your time, especially as a business owner or as a young growing company. If you're trying to make that jump in services from consultant to agency or to firm or whatever it is that you sell, there's nothing more important than being able to scale your time and getting more out of your personal time. So speed is everything here. We use a lot of remote workers. We have a team in the Philippines. We've got some people in Pakistan. We've got people all over the world. And being able to work out of a single hosted solution that's shared in real time is incredibly powerful. I mean, there's nothing worse than sending 18 different versions of Excel and tracking it down. It's a complete waste of time, and it allows us to better manage our remote teams a lot easier. The integrations and APIs, this is where things really, really get powerful. So because Google Sheets is online, there's actually a couple of tools that will allow you to just plug in and basically pull data from a number of sources like Google Analytics, Facebook, YouTube, all sorts of different places that we can pull into a formatting sheet and basically automate reporting and data pulling and dumping. It's really, really powerful, and I'm going to show you that. And finally, customization. So, Google Sheets is never going to be as powerful as software. Well, I don't want to say never, but it's just not as powerful as software. There are some limitations. It can run really slow. But where things are really lethal here is the fact that you can customize something so quickly. Like, the problem with software is it's built for a very wide solution. It's built for the masses, and it's not customizable, and you've got to kind of work within the process and framework of that software. But with this, you can customize something with a couple of clicks and make it your own. And especially if you're doing client services, you can basically build tools for clients and drive a lot of extra value for them. It's really, really powerful. So, well, here's just a tweet that I have. It says, if you send me a Word doc over a Google Doc, you're dead to me. I live and breathe by that. Seriously, do not send me anything that's not hosted online because I won't look at it. I don't need that shit on my desktop. So I'm just going to break you down. I got 5 bullet points in here that show how we use it. I'm going to run you through the slides, and I'm also actually going to jump you into our Google Drive suite to show you how we use it in real time. So number 1 is staying organized. This is something, again, that just not enough people talk about, which is organization and client management. So the beautiful part about Google Drive is the ability for us to easily add and manage clients. Each client has its own folder. They have the same documents across them. It makes it very easy. We just share it with them. And basically what happens is whenever they have a question, they don't have to email us. They don't have to email me. They don't have to email an account person, which we don't have any of them. But they can just come in the folder and check. So if they're checking up on work, they can see the project calendar, and it's updated in real time. So it cuts back on the communication. And again, as we grow, I realize how important my time is in communication in managing client expectations. And if they're constantly emailing me, I can't get anything done. And it's not a good use of my time to be digging into documents and sending stuff to people. And I actually have not hired a project manager or an account manager because this process is so seamless. So being able to easily manage our clients from this cloud is the most basic, but it's also incredibly powerful. So what's even better is client onboarding. So again, like I said, we have a folder here that has every single deliverable that we give to a client saved as a template up here. And then when we take on a new client, I literally just make a copy of it and then I'm able to dump it into that client's folder and just change the name on it. And we're going to do the same thing, right? An analytics audit is an analytics audit. We're following the same process, but this allows us to quickly scale and allows us to really hit a very fast deliverable schedule, which clients really like, because in the first month, we're getting a lot of stuff done. We're doing analytics, we're doing competitive audit, we're doing a content audit, we're building a content schedule, and all that stuff is built in a process that runs through Drive, and it's much, much, much faster. So again, not just in Google Drive and Google Sheets, but integrating in with Gmail too, these canned responses. Basically, I have a canned response for all these deliverables. So I'm just, again, I don't need an account person to send emails for me. I can just go in here, grab the URL from the completed document, dump it into my email, and send it to the client. And they've got a personalized email that has everything that they need to get started. And it's literally done within, 5 to 8 minutes of my time for client onboarding, which is a huge process for a lot of people. And being able to seamlessly onboard clients, especially when you're growing, is a pain in the ass. And having this process and using this system allows us to, again, focus on the things that matter. Like, I don't want to be spending my time setting up documents. I don't want to be spending my time writing long emails. Doing this allows us to get the important stuff, but the pain in the ass stuff out of the way and focus on what matters, which is delivery and actually working on the service for clients. So again, I mentioned it in the opening, but I've used a lot of different software solutions, Basecamp, Asana. I can't say enough great things about them. They're awesome companies, awesome tools, but as we grow again, we need the ability to customize things. And really, honestly, there's nothing better than just using Google Sheets for it. So I'm actually going to dump you in here right now to just show you what a project management file looks like. And again, we have not had to hire a project or account manager because this system works so smoothly. Basically, what happens in here, as you can see, here's Caesar. He's on our team. Here's my account manager, he's my SEO manager. Everything for every single client is broken down in here with the assigned date, the due date, who owns it, the bucket, the project, the task, and then the status. So what happens is my team, who's working all around the world, just logs in here every morning. They see what they need to do and they get it done. And then, when it's done, they'll leave review needed, and myself or Caesar, we can review it and make sure it's done properly and then send it to the client. So it's a really, really easy, let me just close these real quick. It's a really, really easy way for us to manage all these people. What's even cooler though, again, and then we've got all the logins and stuff like that, client list, is this little pulse tab that we built. And this is where this is really powerful. So the ability to pull across sheets, and I can just show you the formula in here. It's some sort of query array formula. I don't really know what it is. I don't write them. I just tell our guy what I want. But basically, let me just hit this drop down real quick. What's happening is these are our clients, and these are the links that we built for them per month. And then so we do a lot of link building, especially for some of our larger clients. It's still very important. The average cost is not pulling correctly, so you can ignore that. But basically what happens is that Caesar's able to come in here and just pull down by client to get a status check on where we are and how many links that we've built for that month. And then on top of that, it's also how many opportunities are in the works. So this is all pulling from another spreadsheet, which I can show you real quick. So the ability to pull across spreadsheets. So we've basically got this big database here of where we're managing all of our outreach from, right? We've got opportunities here for guest posts. These are for the clients, the status of where we're at. What this tab is doing is it's pulling and saying, okay, for anything that has one of these status tabs over here, pull me back how many there are. So that way, again, what we can do is understand, okay, we've only got 8 links live this month. And we've got 7 that we sent drafts to, 4 that were rejected. If we've got to get to 20 links, that means we've got 15 right here. We got to go out and get 5 more, right? So this helps us to get a quick pulse as opposed to digging through here across all of our clients, which is really, really powerful if you think about it. And then over here, we've got the campaigns and pitch box, which is an outreach tool that we use, and then purchase links. And then over here, we've got just a massive database of live links. I bet you would like to see that, wouldn't you? But I'm not going to show you. So that's just kind of in a nutshell how we manage projects. And then also when we take on a new client, basically I've got this template built out that I can just quickly edit here and then copy and paste into the root calendar and then just refilter it, and then it will fold that client in there. And now also too, what this helps me as a business owner is this helps me understand kind of where my people hit that breaking point in terms of how much they can handle in terms of what's on their plate, right? Because something that's really, really important to understand is how much one person can do in terms of productivity. And by just having this stuff itemized, I can start to see when things are delayed, when things are coming up late. And what I can say is, okay, if we're falling behind in social or falling behind in SEO, do we need to hire somebody else? Does it need to be onshore, offshore? What does it need to be? This helps me to just really understand my hiring process a lot better too in terms of capabilities. So this in itself is incredibly powerful. And in my opinion, by far just the best way to manage projects for anything, just because of, again, how easy it is to use Excel and just cross pull from other data sources and build these basically dashboards very, very quickly is very powerful. So we also use it for end-to-end content management. And I'm actually going to show you our content file here because it's kind of cool. It's a little bit confusing, but basically the way that our process works is we have a content manager. His name is Steve, and he's managing this calendar for all of our clients. And basically what you're looking at here is it has a status, it has the client, it has the topic. The topic then maps to a more detailed article over here, which again has all the go live dates, it's got the keywords, the competition, all this fun stuff which is built out. He is managing this. And basically what he's doing is he is writing the outlines, and after he writes the outlines, he drops the link in here. So that way, what happens is then he just passes it to a freelance content writer. That content writer writes it. He then puts the draft completed in here. That then gets passed to our graphic designer and editor, who adds images, makes it look nice, and then uploads it to the client file. So again, we use this for end-to-end content management, even Google Docs here too, which you can see. And really cool too is the ability to add these add-ons in both Docs and within Sheets, right? So basically what we can do is publish this directly to WordPress, and we use this plugin called Wordable. It's really, really good. They actually gave me a free link you guys can check out. I'll leave it in this video, which will allow you to just publish from Google Sheets directly to WordPress, which saves you, again, a ton of time, especially if you're doing this at scale. It just saves you an incredible amount of time. I mean, just the ability to make all the edits in real time in terms of like if you've got an editor, if you've got a writer, if you've got a graphic designer, all these people working on this stuff. And I'm telling you, like when you're trying to do this at scale, just those little emails back and forth like, hey, did you add the images? Or hey, can you send me the latest version? That stuff is a tremendous waste of time. And especially if you're paying somebody locally here in the United States, we're expensive. And you don't want to be wasting people's time with these communications. You want to give your team all the tools that they need to be as productive as possible, and essentially to never have to talk to you or anybody ever. And this process allows us to do that. And again, this allows me to scale up my time because I'm not sitting here having to talk and chase people down. I'm able to do what I need to do, and my team's able to do what they need to do. And they're just much happier, from what I understand anyways. You can ask them. But another thing is reporting. I want to talk about something really quickly that I call perceived value. So especially if you're in the services industry, there is a very real thing where clients, even if you're getting them results, they are going to nitpick you. It's just the way it is. Sorry, clients, about what you're doing. And what we try to do is add perceived value to something. So what perceived value means is that we're giving them a lot of what they see as value, but on our end, it doesn't take a lot of effort. And one of those things is reporting. And I see this a lot when I audit current client, just like past SEO campaigns. I get the documents from other agencies, and what I see are just, sorry, I didn't mean to show you that yet, are very canned reports that are coming from like a tool. And the problem with that is that those tools are awesome. Like SEMrush does amazing reporting. It's the best tool in the world in my opinion. But if you're just sending a client like a screenshot of an SEMrush report or a Moz report or a link to that report, what do you think they're saying? They're saying, why the fuck am I paying you for something that I could do myself? Like, I don't need to pay you to run a Moz report and send me the link. That's not why I'm paying you. So this Sheets integrations that we figured out, allowing us to pull from SEMrush, to pull from Ahrefs for links, to pull from Google Analytics and Google Search Console, all with a click of a button, we basically build these custom reports that no tool can do. So here's a screenshot from one of our analytics reports. And basically what this is doing, this is pulling from both Google Analytics and SEMrush. And what it's doing is it's showing us the keyword tracking. So it's doing keyword tracking for us. It's also doing URL tracking for us. And it's basically filtering through. It's showing us a quick dashboard here of how keywords have performed over the campaign. And you can just filter here by month to change it. It takes a while to load, but then it will pull through the top keywords by search, and it'll pull through the trouble keywords. And then what it also does is it maps to, this is just, we actually dump this into Google Slides for presentation value. But basically what we do is that we then map that to analytics data. So the client can see, okay, like, yeah, this keyword is performing, it's moved up position 5, but it's not getting a lot of traffic, or it is getting a lot of traffic, or it's in position 33 and it's improving month over month, but it's still not getting traffic. So again, it allows us to connect the dots between like keywords and then traffic, and then also on-site sales. And this is all done custom. And again, this is easily done. Now this entire reporting process is actually managed by a VA overseas who does analytics whiz, but he manages this for us. And I don't have to do any of this, and it's very advanced reporting. I'm from an agency point of view, I am paying somebody $10 an hour to manage this, but from a client's point of view, we're giving them custom reports. So again, that perceived value is huge for us, and it's very, very impactful if you're in the services industry. So another thing is real-time updates and transparency. This is a very big thing, especially in SEO coming up, is transparency. And one of the ways that we do that is we show all of the links that we built. So I showed you our live links file. Basically what happens is we have our outreach team and our link building team. They're constantly going out and building links, and then they're adding them into one main file, our outreach management file that I showed you. Then what happens is we're using a cross query import range here to actually pull through by client. So if it's tagged by the client name, each client has their own Sheets file that they can log into in their folder and check in real time the links that we built. So again, there's no question here. There's no questions of, hey Ryan, what have you done for us this month? Or hey Ryan, what links have you built? All I do is say, hey, check your folder. There's a live look in there. As they get published, they're getting pushed into your file. So basically, we're not only automating some tedious processes by not having to copy and paste, but we're giving that added level of transparency. We're giving that added perceived value of, hey, everything that you need is in this folder. I'm also not only saving myself time, but I'm saving them time, which a lot of busy clients appreciate too. So transparency and the ability to, again, push across sheets to manage in one database, and then basically just use like software to automatically push to individual reports. Which is, again, is easy to do. You can just copy and paste this, and I can change this from Predator to Weber's, and it will change the links in here automatically. So within 5 seconds, I can set up all these live link reports based on our database for all of our clients. It's really, really powerful. So now let's talk a little bit more about the software type capabilities. So one of the things that we use it a lot for is for technical audits for SEO. A lot of people like to use Excel and CSV, and I just think it's a waste of time. So one of the things that we built, this was built with David Krevitt. He is a beast. He's the person that we use basically full time for this stuff now. We built a content audit. And basically what this content audit does is it goes through, well, let me just pull one up for you. See if I can get one that's working. Basically what this does is it pulls through, let me see if this one's working. It pulls through analytics data. It pulls through your sitemap. It pulls through Ahrefs links data, and then what it does is it tells you page quality based on that. So you put in what you want for organic sessions, for bounce rate, for conversion rate, and then what happens is it will spit out recommendations of all of your URLs to 404 them, to review them more heavily, to 301 redirect. So basically what it's doing is saying, okay, if your pages have no traffic and they have no links, then we should look at it again because maybe we want to get rid of it. But if that page has no traffic and it has links, then we'll probably want to 301 redirect it. So going through a 100,000 page website is an incredibly tedious process to do this. But what this does is it's combining the power of data pulling from these really valuable sources that we need, and then also the power of Excel and basically very powerful VLOOKUPs and if statements to actually spit out recommendations to save us a lot of time. This one isn't set up properly, but basically what happens is what we're looking at is URL specific results that we can then pass to a developer to say, okay, we need to 301 these pages, to a content editor to say, okay, we need to go back and actually quality review these a little bit more. It's just very, very powerful and like the biggest time-saving tool that we've actually used. It's an incredibly powerful tool. And this is actually for free on our blog that you can check out. We're giving it away. Another one is indexation. I actually got this one from Green Lane SEO. Really, really great company. They do a lot of great work, and they build some of these tools as well. And this one is really powerful because what it does is actually after we use that test, what we do is we'll dump through anything that we want to quality review to see if that page is indexed, because especially I see this a lot with some of these bigger sites, older sites. They've got a lot of dated content on it that's just, we don't know if it's quality or not. One of the ways to quickly test that to see is Google even indexing this content. If they're not indexing it, there's a lot of issues with those pages that we want to look into deeper. So this is a very valuable tool that not many software solutions actually do for you, and this does it in a couple of minutes. Great tool by them. Another one, this is from RankTank. Just rebranded this on our side because I send this to clients, but ranktank.org put this one together. This one is really awesome because what it does, it's real-time keyword rank tracking. So what it does, you just put in your keywords, you put it in your domain, and it will pull back the position that you're ranking for. If you're ranking, it'll pull back the URL, it'll pull back the title of your page, so you can actually do some pretty in-depth analysis here. And again, perceived value for clients is you can just build them this rank tracker, and you can say, hey, we built this for you for free, check it out. Again, a lot more perceived value in there. Another big one is the ability to crosswalk really big data sources. We're working on one right now. It's not quite done. By the time you're watching this, it will probably be done. We're calling it the blended search crosswalk. Where basically what we're doing is we're pulling data from Google Search Console. So we're pulling impressions, clicks, click-through rate, and position per query and per page for organic search. And then we're mapping that to paid search data. So query, page, impressions, clicks, cost per conversion, and then we're tagging it by branded too. Because now what we can do once we have this data is we're writing a recommendation engine that will say, okay, if we're ranking above, position X and that keyword has above 20% click-through rate, and we're spending money on it, we might not have to spend money on that keyword anymore. Let's try dialing back that spend and let's see how that impacts our traffic. Because what happens is that, I realize some people want to have the ad and the organic listing, but you could be spending a lot of money on cannibalizing your own traffic, and it's worth testing to find out if you can actually keep clicks or lose a little bit of clicks but save a lot of money and reinvest that back into SEO. So this is another very valuable tool that, again, when it comes to perceived value, we're just taking two data sources here and making automated recommendations, but the client's seeing it as, oh, wow, they're saving us money, and this is just really valuable information to know. So the opportunities are really, really endless here. If you want to learn more, go to codingisforlosers.com. That's David Krevitz's site. He's a beast. We've got templates at webbers.org/tools, Greenlane SEO/garage, and ranktank.org. We all have templates up there. The tools that I talked about in here, I didn't talk about Supermetrics and Blockspring, but these are basically the API connections that you need. They create the API connection for you that will allow you to connect to analytics, to Facebook, to YouTube, to basically any sort of data source that has an API. They'll connect it for you and they'll dump it into Google Sheets. And then Wordable.io. This is the tool that actually will take your Google Doc and push it to WordPress for you, or push it to WordPress Live for you. So that's all I got here. I wanted to keep this short. I know there's a lot of information here. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter at Ryan Was Here, Facebook at Webbers, or please follow our YouTube channel to see these videos in the future. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.